Hey everybody, Old Dan here, and it's just Old Dan. So guys, you're going to get a half episode today since there's only one of me and not the other part of me. You're only going to get a half episode. It's going to be something that I think we're going to really enjoy though. I'm going to have a good time doing this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very, very nervous right now. I can go outside and I can do a video in my garage of me doing something, or I can go cut trees down or whatever all by myself, and I'm never nervous. But me alone in the kitchen by myself with no helping hands, nobody to kind of steer me in the right direction, so to speak. I am pretty nervous right now. And it's so weird because when Lou's here with me, I'm not nervous at all. And like, y'all know I take charge, and y'all know how I am. I don't ever let her talk, poor girl. But now that she's not here, I'm like stressing out a little bit. Lord, I hope I don't cut myself today or something. But anyway, listen guys, I text Lou during the middle of the week sometime, and I said, hey, you know what? I want to do like onion rings or something. I want like some fried onions or something to do. And, we can't really do that on our next cooking episode because we got other things happening that I think you guys will like. But right now, Old Dan, for Friday night, we're going to cook some blooming onions out of these bigger yellow onions. And we're going to do onion rings out of these smaller sweet onions. So anyway, I do remember that I didn't bring my big, I got to bring my platter in here that I can put all the stuff on. We're going to go through the wet ingredients, the dry ingredients, all of that stuff. So guys, I'm going to go with my platter. Y'all stick with me. Come on. You can stick through one episode without Lou. It's going to be okay. We're going to do it short and sweet. It's going to be all right. Don't let her know that I told you I was nervous. And let me get my platters and we'll get to cooking. All right, guys. So I got a mess kind of here. I'm sorry. Nervous as can be here, Old Dan is. All right, let's talk about first. I tell you what. Let's talk about first the wet ingredients. We're gonna do wet ingredients in these bowls. Now, there's a different method that we're gonna do for the bloomin' onion compared to the onion rings. There's a little bit different method we're gonna do. So for the blooming onion, we're gonna need these 2 eggs here. Come on, eggs. I learned, hey, y'all taught me some cool stuff about the, if you get an eggshell in your bowl, how you can use the eggshell to get it out. I didn't put the eggshell in there, but that was pretty cool to learn. Said 2 cups of milk. That's not the right thing of a jigger that I need. Oh, maybe it said a cup of milk. I don't remember. Oh yeah, that's plenty of milk. Oh yeah, plenty. Plenty, plenty. Okay. So this is going to be the extent. That's going to be the extent of our wet ingredients. I should have used a bigger bowl. If I make a mess in here before my wife gets home, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Yeah, I should have used a bigger bowl because I don't even know if the onion's going to fit in there. Oh well, we will manage. Okay. 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk. That's all we're going with in that one. That's for the blooming onion. For the onion rings, we're going to do another cup of milk. And then we're going to do some flour. We're going to do a cup of flour. Not quite a cup of flour. Okay. And then we are going to add a little bit of garlic salt. You can really put whatever you want to in this mixture. We're going to go with a little bit of paprika. What? If that comes off on me, I'm going to be in bad trouble. It's going to ruin everything. Come on. All right, there we go. And then we're going to go with a little bit, ooh, baby, cayenne pepper, guys. We're going to give it a little spice. Oh. There's no sifter on this thing, so. All right, there we go. We're going to have some spicy onion rings. All right. I'm going to use a different fork for that. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. All right, there's that. Now, I forgot that we got to have these breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs are only going to be for the onion rings. They're not going to be for the blooming onions. All right. There we go. Now we need our dry ingredients. Got to get another bowl out. Oh, so glad Luke's not here. Well, maybe I do wish she was here, but she'd be getting on to me right now. And right now, old Dan is in charge right now. Okay. Dry ingredients. Let me think about this for a minute. For the blooming onion. Okay, we're going to, once again, we're going to go with a couple of cups of, come on. I know y'all say don't shake that down. Oh, that bowl ain't big enough. Okay, that's stupid. That was stupid. That bowl ain't big enough to do a blooming onion in. Woo-wee. I know this is just dry ingredients, so it doesn't really matter. But we're going to go with 2 cups. Oh gosh. Did y'all see that? I'm going to be in so much trouble. Okay, again, we're going to, well, not again, we're going to use a couple of teaspoons of this cornstarch. All right. There we go. What else do we need here? We're going to use, old Dan forgot the pepper in here. Lou ain't here to tell me how much to use. Doggy. And I need some pepper in here. Alright, I hope y'all are keeping up because I don't have these directions written down anywhere. And I know I've just confused everybody. We're going to use this cornstarch again here in a minute, so we're going to have to keep it out. Let me mix this back up again. That's a little thick. It's going to be okay though. I don't know if I'm going to have to get enough. Okay, we got everything ready now. I'm going to whisk this around in here just to mix my dry ingredients for my blooming onion. Get that all mixed around good. Okay. All right, setting all of this to the side. Setting all of that aside now. Good. All right, let's go. Oh my goodness, guys. This is almost a disaster. All right, let me get a little bit cleaned up and we're gonna come back and we're gonna start cutting the onions. Okay guys, Lou always says clean as you go, so I'm trying to clean a little bit. I need to get these onions. What in the world? I need to get these onions ready. These are gonna be for the onion rings. These are not real big onions anyway, so I don't want to peel off too much when I'm trying to get them cleaned up here. All right. And if y'all notice, I do have a new knife today. This is nothing crazy, no sponsorship. I actually went and bought this knife because I need to be able to cut. These blooming onions are going to be a little bit different to cut. And my big knife, I don't think would have done a really good job on the blooming onion. So that's why we got a different knife today. If I like this knife, I'll tell y'all about it, but let's see how good it works for a few weeks first, for a few times. Okay, one more of those. There's flour all over the place on that one. Off a lot of that one on accident. Okay, those are going to be for my onion rings. I guess what we can do is go ahead and go through the onion rings and show you how we're going to do them and set them to the side here, I guess. So we're going to cut these kind of thick. Don't want these cut. We don't want that to happen to them. Oh, well, I messed this up from the get-go. I cut into them too deep when I was getting my skins off. Dadgummit! Well, okay. We may not be having onion rings as much as we will just some onion pieces, maybe. Dadgummit, man, that makes me mad. How much did I cut through this one? All right, maybe this one's gonna be okay. All right, that's gonna be quite a few onion rings. Let me get these separated and kind of mixed apart here, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, so I just learned something about these onions as I'm breaking them apart, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you this, but this particular, or all these onions have not been complete rings all the way in. I'm going to show you. This is going to break like, okay, so let me show you. Take the outer ring off. Well, that one's, when I get these big ones like that, we're going to do them in pieces. When I take this next inner ring off, hope y'all can see this, or this next outer ring. Now it broke into two pieces. And then these have little rings. And I've never seen that. I've never cut into an onion quite like this, maybe. Or I mean, I think I have, but so now we got some little crazy looking, D for Daniel. Got a bunch of crazy looking little onion rings here. But hey, they'll cook. This is the same way. You can take this outer ring off, the next outer ring, and then you got these two that marry together, and you get these little weird shaped onion rings. I thought that was pretty neat. All right, and then same thing here. Get a few of these. Jacob and Alyssa were supposed to come help me with this, but for some reason they did not make it. So, okay. There we go. There's all of our onion rings. We're gonna have some onion pieces. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with all this onion that's left over. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'll save it for now, put it back, and maybe somebody can feed it to an animal or something like that. So let's not season these up yet. Let's wait. And then let's start figuring out, well, not figuring out, I know how I'm going to do it. This is where it's going to get fun, cutting in and trying to make this blooming onion. Okay, blooming onion, guys. The root, I don't know what that's called. First, we're going to cut this flat on this part. Not that we're going to leave the root on. Leave the root on. Cut this nice and flat. Okay. Now, I don't know how easy this is going to be to peel this onion. I don't want to break into it. I don't want to do this very deep. This onion is very juicy. Okay, here we go. This onion is juicy. Can't leave any of this stuff on there though. All right. There's how we're going to start with our blooming onion. Let me get all this thrown away so I can show y'all how we're going to cut this thing. And now may be the time, I'm going to start crying because that onion is juicy, juicy. I've already got a few tears. I don't remember what y'all told us to do, how not to cry. But okay, so here, we got our onion. It lays flat. We got to come down about a ½ inch down from, this is where it's all going to kind of stay hooked together at, right? Now, you may could turn it over and try to cut it this way, but I'm afraid it's all going to start trying to open it up on you. So, we're going to go into it about a ½ inch down. You got to have a sharp knife to do this. There we go. I didn't go all the way through, I don't think. I think all the way across. Okay, I did then. We'll do it again. We're going to go in fours to begin with. All right, now we're going to come back and go in between those. Gotta kind of don't want to poke yourself like with this knife. You gotta have a sharp knife, but you gotta run it all the way through there and down. Okay? And we're gonna keep going. Probably gonna go again now, I think, maybe. Okay? Maybe one in between each one of those. Uh-oh, it's starting to try to open up on me. Uh-oh. Don't want to cut my hands. I just poked myself for sure. All right, last one right here. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. You got to kind of open this up now. Okay. Kind of open it up, get all this opened up. Kind of maybe pull these apart a little bit. And there, friends and family, my eyes are watering, but we have a beautiful blooming onion sitting there. How about that? How about old Dan? I'm so happy about that. Golly, I love it. I want to see how it looks like from y'all's side. Well, we're going to have to zoom in on it pretty good bit. But man, look how pretty that thing looks. Oh, this is going to be awesome, guys. Wow. Let's do another one. All right, everybody. So now that my oil's getting hot, and it's still got a little ways to go. It's only on 200 right now, so it's still got a little ways to go. But the directions told me on these onions to dust them with cornstarch. The guy just put it in his hand and kind of dusted them a little bit. So that's what I'm gonna do. Uh-oh. Hey, Jacob. What's up?
Nothing. I'll see if you had some corn.
I got cornstarch.
No, not that kind of corn.
What kind of corn are you looking for?
For hog corn.
Oh, I don't have any of that kind of corn. All right, guys, I don't know if that's dusting them. I don't know. I've dusted them with cornstarch. Not sure why I did that, but that's what the directions told me to do. Don't do that to the onion rings. You only do that to those. Now, I have done all kinds of messing up here. So, they're not ready to cook yet. Well, that oil's getting there. So what I'm going to do now, start with a small one. I'm going to put it in my dry batter first. Okay? Dry batter first, and you can do however. You can pick it up with your hand, you can put it on there. You're just going to run this thing all around. Okay? Shake it loose. I've lost some of it. Dadgummit. Alright. Got to put it in the dry batter first. It's got to kind of like this. I'll put it in our wet batter. Probably not supposed to be using my hand, but my bowl's not big enough. These are the times that this is where I need Lou. This is where I need Lou to say things like, you got to get a bigger bowl. You got to do this. You got to do that. This is when I need that girl. All right, I'm going to take it out of here now, and I'm going to go back into the dry. It's probably going to mess my dry up, but so back into the dry and get it coated real good. Okay, and I'll try to get it all down in there. Okay, I don't know, it's stuck on there, that's for sure. That's what we're going to fry right there. This is going to make a flipping mess. Goodness gracious. All right, grease ain't quite where it needs to be yet, but it's getting there. All right, guys, here we go. Let's take our first. I really want something else to pick that up with. I'm going to pick it up with a spatula, I think, to put it in here. Please don't overflow that pot. Oh boy, that's right at the top, I know that. If it overflows that pot, I could have a problem, like a big problem. I don't want that to happen. That could be like a fire problem. Ooh, that's maybe a little bit too much grease. Oh boy, okay. Well, we're cooking. About 7 minutes, I think it's 7 o'clock even. For until golden brown. What's up, K-Dog? Alright guys, so it's only been in there for like 3 minutes, but it's golden brown. I don't want to burn it. I think that looks pretty good myself. Put some ranch dressing on that baby. All right, let's go with our second one. This is the one that's really opened up good. Oh, yeah. White grease is still 375 degrees no matter what I do. That's good. That's gonna be awesome, guys. I can't wait to taste that in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm gonna multitask here while I got my blooming onions cooking behind me. I'm done with these. Don't need these. All I need now is that other little mixture, the wet mix I made up here, and the breadcrumbs for the onion rings. So, just gonna put them down in there. This stuff's pretty thick. I should have made this a little thinner. Ooh-wee. I may not get very many onion rings like that, 'cause that's pretty thick. I'm gonna put them in these breadcrumbs. And then I need another plate or something. I thought something failed. Cut that out of the video. All right, so that's gonna be what those look like there. That's maybe a little bit thick. I'm gonna keep all these onion rings. I'm pretty sure this mixture is a little bit thicker than what it needs to be. All right, guys, here's the 3 blooming onions. Those look awesome. I'm struggling a little bit with my batter over there for my onion rings. It was too thick. I thinned it down. Now I think it's too thin, and it's not holding the breadcrumbs the way it's supposed to be. But those look amazing. Let's go over here. I'll show them talking about some of these onion rings real quick, and let's see what we can do with those. All right, so as I put these in this grease, that's too thin. There's hardly no batter on that. These, I think, are too thick. We're gonna cook a couple of them at the same time. Here's another really thick one. And then here's another really thin one. See what these turn out like real quick. Well, the ones with a thick batter are frying up beautifully. The ones with the thin batter are doing literally nothing. Okay, so I guess thick batter it is. That is nothing. All right, so thin batter doesn't work. I'm going to have to thicken up my batter if I'm going to cook any more of those. Live and learn. All right, so we thickened up the batter a little bit again. See what this is going to be like. It's kind of an in-between of what they were the first time and when they got nothing on them. Let's see how those fry up real quick. These actually don't look too bad. Really resembles a homemade onion ring there. All right, guys, one more batch and we'll wrap this thing up. Guys, I think it looks back to normal. I do need to run the vacuum real quick or the carpet sweeper or something over the floor in there, but I think that looks back to normal. If y'all see anything out of place, tell me right now, besides that pot that's on the stove. Oh, y'all can't tell me right now. Oops. All right, I think I'll pass. I think it'll pass inspection. I hope. All right, folks, so the onion rings are scrumptious.
They're what?
Scrumptious. Scrumptious.
What are these things?
Those are blooming onions, but
What happened?
I don't think I cooked them long enough.
Cooked by a blooming idiot.
Yeah, they were cooked by a blooming idiot. But I don't know if you reach down in here and
I can eat a raw onion at home, Dan. I'm gonna take this burnt one here.
pull that off. Well, that one's a whole lot more done than that first one. That first one had a little bit of doughy like
I'm gonna eat the done one.
down here in it, but this one here turned out really good. They're kind of hard to break off.
Yeah, they're kind of pretty, Dan.
Hold on now, sorry.
Look,
They're not breaking off real easy in there. How are you supposed to eat that thing? That's pretty
you
good.
better stay with cooking here.
The onion rings are good. I'm gonna have to work on the blooming onion. They just don't tear off real easy.
Don't try to hurry out nowhere, Dan.
There. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, that's it. Hope y'all learned something. If I didn't teach you how to cook them good enough, at least I taught you how to cut them. Maybe. So, the onion rings are out of this world. So, hope y'all enjoyed, guys. Catch y'all later. Do you want to taste an onion ring?
Can't get on video.
Do you want to taste an onion ring?
Oh, you made a blooming onion.
Yeah, I did.
That's
Pretty,
so
ain't they?
cute.
Pretty, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Taste an onion ring.
Are they hot or something?
No.
What's the problem then?
Just taste them. They're good. Taste the onion ring.
Yeah, these
Don't
are dry.
taste that.
These are dry, baby. Those are raw.
Don't
Oh,
taste.
the onion ring.
Yeah, the onion ring.
They're good.
Tell me what you think.
They're good.
It's really good.
Pretty good, ain't it? I don't think the blooming onion don't peel off there real easy. Maybe I didn't cut them down deep enough, maybe. But they don't peel off real easy. And this first one that I did, I don't know, one of them had a little bit of like flour still down there that wasn't cooked, but this one here was really good. So,
Okay, but I can't eat the rest. I'm
That's
so
fine.
full,
Go
I
ahead.
can't eat.
there, leave it. So you approve?
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, there's a pot on the stove. Do not touch it. It's full of hot grease.
Okay.
Everything else in the house is spotless. I cleaned it spotless.
You cook in the house?
Sure did.
It smells like onion. It's trash.
Everybody knows that I put it back. I showed a video of how I put it back spotless. So don't you even worry about it.